did a post yesterday about alkaline foods, and I thought I'd share with you some of the most alkaline foods you can eat, and then all the way to the most acidic foods you can eat. So this book that I'm using, Eat Feel Fresh, it's got a little diagram of the most alkalizing to the least alkalizing. So obviously we want to make sure our body's pH is normally more alkalizing than not alkalizing, because when we're in an acidic environment, that's when we get more tendency to go towards cancer, inflammation, all these chronic illnesses that we can have is normally because the body's environment is quite acidic. So by using diet as a way to kind of level out your body, because obviously a lot of the time even just pollution, drinking, everything that we consume can be very acidic, especially in the world we live in where everything's got pollution, it's got GMO, pesticides, preservatives. So keeping an alkaline diet is really important, and you can kind of empower yourself to look more into that. So the most alkalizing foods are leafy green vegetables, the most foods that have had the least amount of touch by humans. So they're picked straight fresh, and they're organic, and then they're going to be cooked straight away or even having raw. So I think, so spinach, kale, healing spices like turmeric, cumin, saffron, ginger, all these spices that have got medicinal properties. So turmeric's really good for inflammation, ginger is really good for digestion. Every spice has a special property, and most vegetables too, like broccoli and beetroot, they're really good for anti-cancer fighting. So each vegetable has an amazing property, and that's why we need to eat, most of our diet should be consumed of vegetables if we want to keep the doctors away. So cauliflower, non-starchy vegetables like cucumber, asparagus, sea vegetables, kelp, algae, spirulina, these are really high alkaline. So then moderately alkalizing, avocado, coconuts, starchy vegetables like sweet potato, carrots, beans, squash, lettuce, zucchini, nightshades can be a little bit acidic because they have tannoids in them from the protection of insects. So that's normally like the seeds in the vegetables, so that can produce tannoids to kind of get away this insect. So sometimes they can be a little bit acidic. Quinoa, chia seeds, hemp, flax, garlic, ginger and onion are really amazing spices, but in moderation. So some people may suffer really badly, I know I do, if I have too much garlic or onion. It's too much for my system, for my pitta system. So if you are more of a pitta body type, you should probably stay away from garlic and onion unless you're ill. They're really good for healing if you have sickness or fungus, antibacterial infections. But if you're not having any of these issues, you probably should stay away from them because they can dull your vibration and make you feel a little bit like ugh. So mildly alkalizing, we've got all the beans, so like zucchini beans, white beans, lentils, chickpeas, trying to think, nuts, seeds, butter, sesame, organic non-GMO tempeh, tofu, seasonal fruits, so that can be mildly alkalizing. Neutral is like black beans, kidney beans, navy beans, buckwheat, brown rice, wild rice, other types of nuts and seeds, and stevia, which is like a natural sweetener that doesn't spike your blood sugar levels. So these foods are mildly acid forming, so that's grains like basmati white rice, wheat, barley, oats, pickled vegetables, dairy products, potatoes. Some fruits can be acidic like apples, bananas. Some people I feel like bananas are quite heavy for my digestion. I don't tend to eat them that often. Dates, plums, mercury that's in fish can be quite acidic. Coconut sugar, raw honey. So these are okay to eat, in moderation, but like you say, you want to, keep it in balance. You don't want to be eating it, all the time. And then moderately acid forming. Moderately acid forming, can't speak. Yogurts, eggs, coffee. Coffee is really acidic. A lot of the time we, crave this kind of spike to give us that energy, through the day. But we're relying on something else to give to today. So it's going to be a point where there's going to be an end point. Can't always borrow from tomorrow. Coconut, kefir, cashews, peanuts, white meat like chicken, turkey, lamb, table salt, processed honey, maple syrup. It's quite acid forming. And then the most acid forming, so these are the ones you want to stay away from. You obviously now and then you can have them as a treat, but you tend to feel like when I start eating more alkalizing food, I don't really crave this kind of acidic food unless I'm out of balance. If you're out of balance, you tend to go towards foods that make you more out of balance, and then you're like, oh, why am I so out of balance? So yeah, eating more alkalizing foods, you naturally don't really want to eat any more acid forming foods anymore. So GMO, soy products, soy protein, alcohol is hugely acidic, soda, sweet refined sugar desserts, bread, white bread, pastries, bagels, cow products, red meat, MSG, pesticides. These are all really acidic forming. Science is showing that cancer is only in an acidic body. So the more alkalized your body is, the less likely you're going to have cancer. So you really want to make sure you're eating the most alkalizing foods possible to reduce that possibility of having cancer later on. And food is something that we can be really mindful of when we know what to eat for our body type and to live energetically and healthily. So yeah, it's really something to be aware of. And if you are eating more acidic foods, wondering why you are. Is it emotional? Are you bored? Are you not feeling are you feeling energetic when you eat these foods? So a lot of the time we're not, but we just go for them anyway, which is like an endless cycle of you don't feel energetic, so you crave more sugar, and then it's like a short spike and then crash. So these alkaline foods are going to keep you healthy and strong for longer, and over the longevity of your life. So yeah, I hope you found it interesting. This book's amazing. It's called Eat Feel Fresh. Highly recommend. It's got loads of recipes in it and interesting information.